Hello, everyone. This is Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, the Disrupt Meister. Welcome to the One Bitcoin Show. Today is the last day for United States citizens to pay their taxes on time, April the 17th, 2018. Strong hand, long-term thinking, and value your wealth in Bitcoin. Check out the link section below. See yesterday's show. Get Trezor, Ledger Nano, VPN, all sorts of discount codes are below. My cryptocurrency addresses are below. In an hour, I'm leaving here to go to Century City. My ride's picking me up. I'll be meeting a bunch of you here in Los Angeles and talking about Bitcoin and having a strong hand. And who knows who else is going to be there. There might be a surprise in the audience, I heard. But yeah, you can get tickets below. The link is still down there. And it'll be great to hang out in LA. And I wanted to get this show out early. Yesterday's show was very popular, by the way. And maybe that was because I talked about MoneroV. Maybe it was because I forgot to mention something, actually. I said that Bitcoin is the answer when everyone's trying to take away everything from you. But it's the answer to a lot of different predicaments you can get into. And you just have to be creative. That's how powerful Bitcoin is. I was about to say it's the answer to everything. I mean, it's not the answer to why that pipe is leaking or whatever, but when you get into problems involving social engineering and people trying to manage your life, or just all sorts of predicaments, you can get creative. Here, like we have all these people who are stuck in their dead-end jobs or stuck working in retail. Had they just gotten a hold of some Bitcoin and just expanded their mind back before Bcash came out, let's say. Right now, I mean, look how unique of an asset Bitcoin is, that it can produce something like Bcash that Bitcoin people, a lot of people don't even like, but has this value. You get, if you owned a Bitcoin back then all of a sudden you got this free present in Bcash, which is like what worth now, what, $800, $700? I don't even know. But that is the uniqueness of Bitcoin. That is why it can solve. I mean, it's unpredictable what it's going to be able to do in the future. 2 years ago, I could never have predicted that people just holding on to Bitcoin would get a free $700 coin. I mean, you could be working at Target, saved up all your money for some Bitcoin back then, $2,000 Bitcoin, and now you have your Bitcoin, you have your Bcash, you have your Bitcoin. I mean, it's just this amazing. And again, this is an addendum to yesterday's show that's not even mentioned in the title of this show. So let me move on. But I am just always so who knows what else Bitcoin is going to bring to the table in the near future, because we couldn't have predicted these crypto dividends and people don't even again, Bcash was not even a friendly crypto dividend, and look what holders were given there. So there's been some FUD. Obviously, there's been some FUD today. And those of you who go crazy when the price goes down in terms of fiat and who do not pound that like button, remember, pound that like button, people. Check out the notes section below and subscribe to this channel. But the price of Bitcoin in terms of dollars dropped. A story out about the New York Attorney General going after some exchanges by name. I think he mentioned Bitfinex, Binance. It's funny, when a FUD article comes out or a FUD news comes out and it mentions specific exchanges, that, like, you can almost guarantee the price in dollars is going to go down, that the traders who try to manipulate the price, or who just love to sell because they know how they can manipulate people's fear, all the weak hands, the people who prey on the weak handers, and who are very successful at it, may I add, because 80% of you are like weak handers out there, it seems like. Well, anyway, whenever news comes out about a government entity going after specifically named exchanges, then you have what we had today. There was a drop. But Matt Odell really takes apart what is really going on in this situation. And that's why I even bring bring up this situation that it's just a crypto publicity stunt in New York, and it's not going to hurt Bitcoin. It's going to hurt the state of New York, their tax revenues, and I guess that in the long run, that's the taxpayers of New York, that you're taking away the ability of a company to locate there comfortably. It's going to hurt the taxpayers will be on the bill, will be on the hook for all the social programs that the state of New York keeps on implementing. But anyway, here's Matt Odell's tweet. He has two, actually, and it's about this story about the New York Attorney General saying that he's investigating or whatever he says he's doing to these cryptocurrency exchanges. Meanwhile, it's another reminder to those starting new Bitcoin crypto businesses to avoid New York and choose a friendlier jurisdiction instead. The effect won't be immediately apparent, but will inevitably cost New York millions, if not billions, in lost tax revenue in years to come. So again, this guy is short-term virtue signaling. He doesn't know, this attorney general, he's not thinking about the long term. He just wants to get elected or go up to higher office, maybe run for governor one day, run for president one day. And it's virtue signal. It's a publicity stunt. And Matt Odell is like the greatest crypto Twitter out there right now. He really needs some more followers, this dude. Anyway, his other tweet is, this is just, I mean, he gets to the point. And Matt just gets to the point. This is just a publicity stunt under the guise of protecting his constituents. If any regulations come from this, it will only hurt New Yorkers, not help. Rather than comply with the BIT license, many businesses just blocked New York users instead. No reason to expect a different outcome here. Amen, Matt. Amen. So again, people, if you're panicking over this news, New York Attorney General mentioned specific exchanges. It's not hurting Bitcoin. It's hurting New York. It's virtue signaling. It's what politics is about. And again, the answer to all this is just hold your Bitcoin. Buy Bitcoin. Don't sell your Bitcoin because some government sociopath mentions specific exchanges. Again, Bitcoin is the answer to just about everything out there. And if you're a weak hand, then, I mean, what can I say? You're probably again, think 2020, people. And that, hey, I'm going to be talking about weak hands and how to keep a hold of your Bitcoin today in Los Angeles and probably in Denver on the 25th, which is what, next Wednesday. So come on out to that too. That link is also below. Bdiamond volunteer. Hey, say what you will about Bdiamond. I think its price has gone up lately, actually. Their Bdiamond volunteer. You can look him up on Twitter. He sent me a message today and he just wanted me to say, and you know, the dude's in motion. If a guy like that's in motion, again, hardly any of us who have Bdiamond or are entitled to it have split it yet because it's not been easy. It's not, Binance, it's been annoying there. I don't know if you can even sell it there again. But anyway, the Bdiamond volunteer guy said, we will be implementing the Lightning Network into the Bdiamond ecosystem to improve our transaction speeds and lower our transaction fees. Okay, that's good. That's good. You're doing some Lightning Network stuff. You're trying to be more Bitcoin-like. That's good. That's good. That's going to make you stand out a little bit more among all these Bitcoin crypto dividends. Remember, you heard about crypto dividends first here on this channel. We bring you all sorts of interesting crypto dividend updates. You can follow me on TechBalt, TechBalt, on Twitter, and Steemit, Bitcoin Meister. I'm going to talk about Steemit in a second. I'm going to talk about some more Lightning Network stuff in a second that has to do with Bitcoin, actually. So I mentioned MoneroV yesterday. That's the fork of Monero that's coming out on April 30th that everyone seems to be very interested. It's controversial because who knows why. Everything's controversial these days. Some of the Monero OGs are not enamored with it. But the MoneroV people, they have this, I linked to it below, a really good fork update. And it answers a lot of questions. It's on their site. Here's a little tweet from it. The open source MoneroV wallet that will be published here on our website. that's something that you should eventually check out. They haven't done it yet. Never insert your private keys into any website, closed source software, Google form, or anything else except for the official open source MoneroV GUI, G-U-I wallet. After the fork, guys, this is me now. After they fork, move your Monero, okay? Move your Monero to another private key, and then with your old private key, or recovery seed, whatever you want to call it, you can use. I'll explain this. You can use the MoneroV open source website to get your MoneroV, and it looks like MoneroV is going to be on some exchanges. They have that set up. So if you're a member of those exchanges, you'll be able to sell it, or at the very least, you'll be able to safely split it, it appears. Go to that link below. And again, I'm a very patient person. So I will wait until others are having positive experiences using that MoneroV wallet that they say they're going to put out there. Anyway, okay, let's move along to the Steemit article that was sent to me from the guy who wrote it. Bitcoin Salt, he's in motion. I linked to it below. A super easy guide to making your first Lightning Network purchase. Dude, this guy goes into some detail here, man. So if you're one of those Lightning Network fans, not a freak, fan freak, whatever. We've got different terminologies out there in the cité. But yeah, check this out. It's very interesting. He goes into detail. He seems to know what he's talking about. And he's using Steemit. He's trying to, he's not selling you this information. He wants to make cryptocurrency off of this information, turn it into, I hope he wants to turn it into Bitcoin. That's what when I post this right now, you're watching this live on Steemit. When I post on there, I'm just trying to get that steam to turn into Bitcoin. And there is nothing wrong with that. Remember, you don't buy anything. Don't use your fiat on anything but Bitcoin, okay? I'm not promoting altcoins here. I promote Bitcoin and getting free altcoins, which you can turn into Bitcoin. A lot of you will still not understand a word of what I just said and will say that Adam promotes altcoins, which I do not. But you're 80%ers. If you're a 20%er, you're doing pretty well. If you've been following this show for a while, you're probably doing, anyway, just being a 20%er in general makes you less likely to follow the herd and just use your own head. That's the end of the Bitcoin part of this show. I want to talk about the micromanaging social engineers out there. Yeah, the ones that Bitcoin solves your problems, that the problems they create, anyway, fear makes people like those social engineers want to force one-for-one exchanges on others, okay? Life is not about that type of fair exchange where you try to be fair. You try to give someone value from their value, but it's not always going to be clear that it's a one-for-one transaction. But you have all these people that are like, oh, that's not fair. He's a rich landlord and he's renting it at he's renting that place $900 a month, but they're not getting $900 in value. No. He should be forced to pay their water bill. He should be forced to charge them $800, less. Okay, it's not that simple. You learn. You're given incentive to move up, okay? Sometimes when a transaction is made between two parties, it's not physically clear that it's equal, but you're getting knowledge along the way. And 20%ers realize that. When they pay for something, they're paying for the experience. They're going to learn something out of it, and they're going to, from the experience, and they're going to take away and become better people, take away knowledge from the experience and become better people, okay? So there's a guy, Human MGTOW, who just had a video about this. I didn't link to it below because I am in a little bit of rush and I didn't have time to just find it again. But again, if you're on the side of an exchange where you think you got ripped off, you learn, okay? You're going to learn. And if you're on the side of the exchange where you're giving up value, yeah, you're trying to make a profit for yourself. You're trying to be fair because you want to do business with that person again. That is life. You shouldn't be forced by some all-knowing government official to be fair, because life isn't fair, and transactions aren't fair to the naked eye. Anyway, get you some Bitcoin. You won't have to worry about these type of things. You can opt out of the social engineer, what did I call it? Micromanaged system that, most people are just, they're happy to be in it. They're happy to be heard, part of the herd, and whatever. At the very last second, right before Adam was going to log off and say all his lines that he always says, Vention MGTOW. Vention MGTOW sent $5 on the super chat, and I'm always happy to see Vention MGTOW here. He says, when Lambo? When Lambo? Now, come on, Vention. We're long-term holders, at least, and not until after 2020. Don't get yourself a Lambo, man. I know you'll be traveling around that Lambo, maybe in Eastern Europe, dude. I think you'll like Eastern Europe a lot better than Cambodia. Check it out. Check it out, Vention. Vention, he went to an adventure in Cambodia because he is a long-term holder, and he wants to retire soon. And he was looking in Asia, and it didn't work out that well for him yet. But he learned from that experience. And that's what you got to do from transactions like that, people. Okay. And I'm Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, Disrupt Meister. Remember to subscribe to this channel, like this video, share this video. Check out the notes section below. I'll say hi to you guys in the chat real quick. And I'll say hi to my buddies in Los Angeles in about 2 hours. Bye-bye.